It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time to meet Team 309. Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom, my longtime broadcast partner, spanning 17 seasons, a frequent contributor to thewolverine.com and creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Yeah, that's right. I forgot my wedding. Yeah, 34.
34.
Yeah.
You know how I can remember that?
How's that?
Because I just had 44 on Friday, and you had 34.
Wedding anniversaries are accomplishments.
Yeah.
Birthdays, you just survive.
Yeah.
Wedding anniversaries, that's work. So
Some people think there's a lot of survival in wedding anniversaries. We're less than a week away. You ready?
I'm done with the summer
ready?
stuff. I've been up north the last 2 weekends, but I'm done with that. I'm so ready for football. A little nip in the air, 44 degrees this week as a low.
Yeah.
We're ready for football Friday night and Saturday night.
I'll tell you another guy who is ready for football this year. That is Lindsey Huddleston. He is creator of Sports Psychology Solutions. He's a regular Thursday contributor on The Drive with Jack, and he's going to be involved covering Michigan State football all season. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Looking forward to it. And you guys, 34 years, 44. I got 9, so I'm trying.
You're not even double digits, man.
Keep working hard. Looking forward to this season. It's going to be great, Jack.
All right. I'm really excited about what's happening. Graham Couch, more uncertainty with this Michigan State team. We're going to talk a lot about that tonight. Graham, of course, is the sports columnist for the Lansing State Journal, and he is the co-host of Couch and the Rube, weekday afternoons, 1 to 3. Jason Nick told me to say that's the most important thing you do.
Absolutely. And by the way, I thought this show had been canceled. I hadn't been invited back in a while. I didn't know you guys were still on. But congrats on that.
That's the reason we're still on.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't know about that. Michigan State beginning on Friday night. That ritual, Mark Hollis was onto something there. And I think it puts Michigan State fans in a great position to enjoy Labor Day weekend. Oh,
absolutely. I think it feels like a more important game when it's not a great opponent. Like when it was Bowling Green on a Saturday a couple years ago, it just felt a little. I think it's a cool thing.
And Michigan State opening with a couple of night games. A lot of people say, one night game is all right. Do you know which game they're wearing the neon yet?
I don't, and I don't like it because I think people are emotionally attached to uniforms and traditional uniforms. Unless you have crummy uniforms like Oregon used to, then there's no need for it. There's just no need for it.
The kids apparently love it, but could they have made the word state any bigger? Like maybe, extended shoulder pads, something?
They're awful.
When we get back, we're going to talk about one of the biggest surprises you'll ever find in the sports world, Andrew Luck's retirement last night. We'll be back with that and much more here on Press Pass.
Fox 47, home of the Lions, wants to know, are you a Lions fan? A&W, proud partners of the NFL on Fox 47.
I'm a Lions fan.
Here at Invisible Fence Mid-State, we're Lions fans. Go Lions!
I'm a Lions fan. Woo!
Monster Motors are rooting for the Lions to have a monster season. The Lions take on the Cleveland Browns Thursday at 7 on Fox 47.
Since 1942, Mid-Michigan has trusted the Jimerson family. Roof replacement, roof repair, windows, siding, gutters, and insulation. The certified installers of Jimerson Roofing provide professional workmanship.
For generations, we have served the Mid-Michigan residential and commercial owners.
You can count on us for honesty, integrity, and the professional detail that you deserve.
Quality product and quality service from a family-owned and operated company.
Let 4 generations of experience be your home improvement contractor.
Get your garage back with the Toro Recycler with Smart Stow. Only from Toro.
Get your Toro today at D&G Equipment in Mason, Williamston, Corunna, Howell, Highland, and Charlotte.
Download the Fox 47 News app, available for iOS and Android.
Team spirit. Face paint.
more cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank. Dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
This certainly isn't how I envisioned this or planned this, but I am going to retire. This is not an easy decision. Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life. But it is the right decision for me. For the last 4 years or so, I've been in this cycle of injury, pain, rehab, injury, pain, rehab. And it's been unceasing and unrelenting, both in season, and off season. And I felt stuck in it, and the only way I see out is to no longer play football. It's taken my joy of this game away, and this. Sorry.
You see Andrew Luck, one of the greatest quarterbacks recent years in college football at Stanford, Jim Harbaugh.
He loved it.
Absolutely. And now with the Indianapolis Colts, done terrific things. An impromptu press conference that was supposed to happen this afternoon, but word got out. Adam Schefter texted it, tweeted it, and I guess everybody then knew, so Andrew Luck had to respond last night. Lindsey Huddleston, you're the guy who alerted me to that decision when I said, what? How surprised were you of Luck's decision at age 29?
I mean, there's no question you can be surprised by seeing something like that, but I think it speaks to this generation of athletes. He's that representative. They're more introspective now. They're thinking more about life after football and also making a decision about their future, not caring what the fans think, even though he got some boos. I won't be surprised if you don't hear more athletes retiring sooner, focusing on their physical capabilities after life and football. It's tough because the media, in some regards, is going to eat him up. He's a $100 million man walking away, but I think he's representing what a lot of athletes are going to be doing going forward.
Graham, let's take a look at a sideline conversation. This is Andrew Luck and Jacoby Brissett, and you can see the word quitting and the look on Jacoby Brissett's face. Have you ever seen a more surprised reaction of somebody who's just been told, you're the man, it's your team now?
Yeah, no, he was as stunned as I think we all are. And I think there's a lot of emotions that must go through the teammates' minds, right? Yeah. First of all, this is somebody you've counted on, somebody you like, you're a friend with, or you care about them, but also your season's now just gone down the toilet. This is your career. Yeah. If you're a receiver, this is your money and all that sort of stuff. If you're a GM, you've built this roster to a certain way that I think was going to be pretty good. Now you've got to start over in a lot of ways. So I think there are a lot of different emotions for teammates and GMs and fans, and we sort of saw it all on display as people kind of came to grips with it.
NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2018, and the Colts said, hey, we got in the playoffs, we did some things, we built this team, the offensive line, trying to protect him, realizing what a pounding he had taken over the years. And I guess he had the third most hits of any quarterback in NFL history through his first 6 years. Cam Newton is number 1 on that list, by the way. Wow. So, Tom, I want us to listen to the reaction, and Chuck, I hope you can play this clip.
Yeah, I heard you.
A strong third quarter offensively from Tyler Bray and company, and now you're starting to hear the reaction of some of the fans. It almost, Jimmy, it sounds like some of these fans are booing as Andrew Luck starts to head back towards the locker room here.
Yeah, you could definitely hear the boos. And hey, until they walk in that man's shoes and what he's been dealing with, he's done a lot of great things here in Indianapolis.
He definitely heard that reaction. A tough way to go out. Tom Crawford, do you think that maybe some of these fans who were so tough on Andrew Luck last night will want to do over, especially the ones who took off his jersey?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, that's fans, some fans being fans. I mean, and NFL fans are really animated. Yeah, that was disgusting to me. I mean, this is a 4-time Pro Bowler. He was in the AFC Championship game, won a couple of South Division titles. And the pain, just hearing about the pain that this guy has gone through, this is where fans just really irritate the hell out of me. I mean, they just, that's why I lose a lot of respect.
They don't have that information there, and it's just, we've seen this in lots of circumstances where the initial reaction of fans, they'd want to do
until they get more data.
Yeah, and it's you're there, this guy's quitting on us, what's going on here? Yeah. The boo is still a bit much. It says something about you, but they don't know everything there. I think if they were to do it today, it probably would sound different.
Time to think about it. And at age 29, there are still people in the NFL who say, give him 2 years. Oh. And he might come back when he's feeling better. He's going to miss it. Don't know. But you see these quarterbacks now with Brady and Breeze, and they're going into their 40s. It just seems so strange to have a Pro Bowl player like that out at age 29. We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions, 0-3 in preseason. Doug Warren will join us up next.
105 years in the car business, and Graf Chevrolet in Okemos is celebrating with our biggest sale event of the year. We are having a huge demo sale, and that means below GM program pricing. Save thousands on great Chevys like these.
Get demo sale savings on a 2019 Equinox, just $161 per month, or a 2019 Traverse, just $191 per month.
During our Graf Open House demo sale event, take a test drive and enter to win these great prizes. The deals are red hot, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Watch Live PD Police Patrol weeknights at 10 on My 47.4.
Today's Ask the Expert question is answered by Dr. Jonathan Gold. Doctor, we've been hearing a lot about vaccinations. You're in favor of them. Tell me why.
Vaccines are really important to help keep kids safe from vaccine-preventable diseases. They help protect the kids. They also help protect others in the community who maybe can't get vaccines. They prevent diseases like measles that we've seen recently come back again, and they're very important.
If you'd like more information, visit healthteam.msu.edu.
Monticello's, the best place in town to help you celebrate summer. Monticello's in Haslett. You have to see it to believe it.
Back to school is right around the corner, and Fox47News.com is with you every step of the way. We'll help you get ready with tips, money-saving ideas, and more. Everything from decorating dorm rooms to the best apps to help you be a better student. Log on now and register to win an iPad mini. Back to School is sponsored by Marshall Music. Everything in music since 1948.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment. Brought to you by Forest Acres Golf Courses and Golf MSU. With a wide variety of challenges on the east and west layouts, a terrific 12-month practice facility, and a pro shop with something for every Spartan, Acres is always a grade A facility. Go to golf.msu.edu for great Labor Day weekend specials, one of the best times to play a championship course.
Allen with time, over the middle, hits his man across the 25, loose football.
More involved in this offense, take some of that pressure. To go to a play action pass.
The throws got his man over the middle. It is Hawkinson.
Under trailing the receiver, go to your best matchup in man-to-man coverage.
The pass to the near side, complete to the end zone, touchdown. High snap, got it down, line drive, kick. It's good. 16-yard line. Barkley lofting one, far sideline, caught.
They're going to call it, and what's going to be overturned.
Yep, here is Mark Thompson into the end zone for the touchdown.
Receiver up the field, tried to get it out of his hand.
And then on the quick slant, he's got that complete to Travis Fulgham, and Fulgham gets more lost football.
Highlights and a few lowlights from the Lions' 24-20 loss to Buffalo Friday. Very happy to have with us Doug Warren. He is our Detroit Lions historian, and Doug, we know it's only the preseason. We can't say that often enough, but no wins in 3 games. Should Lions fans be concerned, worried, or apoplectic?
The only thing they should be concerned about is the injury to Jared Davis on the second play of the game and the status of Frank Ragnow. Now, both of them, according to Matt Patricia, they're not going to be out for the season, but he was vague about timetables as far as return go. Ragnow's injury seems to be a little less severe. Davis maybe will be out a little longer, but neither one is in jeopardy of losing the entire season, which is good because they're 2 of the Lions' best young players.
We had talked about the Lions' reluctance to play Matthew Stafford, and they weren't the only team in the NFL operating under that assumption. So maybe the Lions were a little bit lucky. We did get an extended look at Stafford. How do you think he did?
Thought he looked pretty sharp, especially considering he hadn't seen any real game action up to this point. Look, the Lions are going to go just as far, the Lions offense anyway, is going to go as far as Stafford takes them. If he has a good season and meshes well with Darrell Bevell's new attack, the Lions will have a chance to maybe contend for a wild card spot. I think the defense is going to be pretty good. They just got to get that offense in gear. It's kind of a trend around the state of Michigan, apparently, with the offenses in their football teams this year.
You saw the touchdown pass there from Stafford to Ty Johnson,
yes.
Not Kerryon Johnson. Ty Johnson from Maryland. For guys like that, what can one play mean in terms of making the team?
Well, that play showed some confidence as far as Stafford. He saw the matchup. He was one-on-one with a guy who didn't have the speed to cover him. Ty Johnson's a guy, speed kills, as they say. He's got that speed that could make him stick around on the roster, maybe make an impact on special teams, and maybe in the long run he could spell Theo Riddick now moving forward, now that Riddick is no longer on the squad, be the third down specialist.
Normally, when you see someone leaving the field on a cart, that is a bad sign. The Lions maybe dodged a couple of bullets that way with Jared Davis and Frank Ragnow, but even if they're out a few weeks, maybe part of the way or all the way through September, how does Detroit compensate and who fills those spots?
Well, that's the problem on the offensive line. They don't have a lot of guys to fill spots if there are injuries. Graham Glasgow will move to center, and Joe Dahl and Kenny Wiggins, neither one of them is going to strike fear in the hearts of opponents. They're going to fill the guard spots until Ragnow comes back to center. That's a problem. Hopefully it's not too big of a problem that results in number 9 being injured. On the defensive side, with Jared Davis being out, Jelani Tavai, the rookie, moves into his spot. And there's enough good players around him that I think it's a good position for him to learn in that middle of that defense. I think they eventually want him to be the middle linebacker, maybe move Davis to the outside and make him more of a blitzer. So this could be a blessing in disguise for the Lions long term as far as the defense goes, with Jared Davis being out for a little bit.
Well, they better come out of the chute firing, because Arizona got to win that one. You got 4 tough games after that, and everyone said, hey, it'd be nice to be 3-2. Can't be 1-4 with a start like that. Thanks so much, Doug. Yep. Really appreciate it. College football up next. Going Green segment brought to you by Graph.
Fox 47, home of the Lions, wants to know, are you a Lions fan?
We're Okemos Auto Collection, and we're Lions fans.
Go Lions! I'm a Lions fan! Ah! Here at MSUFCU, we are big Lions fans. Go Lions! I'm a Lions fan! Woo!
At the David Chapman Agency, we are
Lions fans.
The Lions take on the Cleveland Browns Thursday at 7 on Fox 47.
Hike! Get in the savings zone at Capital Honda with game-winning offers on the new 2019 Honda Civic LX, $189 a month, or new 2019 Honda CR-V EX all-wheel drive, $269 a month. You should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
There's so much more I can teach you about murder.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
It's another fall Friday night, and your kids should be
playing high school football.
It's a fun game, and it's safer than ever.
It's safe because the rules, the coaching, and the equipment are better than ever before.
As a result, serious injuries are at an all-time low. Seriously.
And builds strong schools, lifetime memories, and tomorrow's community leaders.
And it's mother approved.
It's a great game, and we want to teach it to your kids.
Every week, start Saturday strong with a legendary lineup.
When I first heard this is who I was going to be with, I was jacked.
Can you give me a pep talk every once in a while?
Yeah, I feel like I need that. I'm going to approach this thing like I play football. Very aggressive, reckless. No, I'm just kidding.
This is the closest thing to being in a locker room. What would it take for you to say the word Michigan?
Not going to happen.
Big Noon Kickoff, August 31st, sponsored by Wendy's on Fox and the Fox Sports app.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 105 years in the automobile business, and Graf Nissan, next door on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you, as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases, soon to be 7. Go green, go Graf. There you see one of the more famous Michigan State preseason football rituals, the annual tug-of-war, with Ken Manny in charge of that, and of course the team with Mike Panasiuk and Joe Bocci won, as you might predict. Graham Couch, we have Michigan State Tulsa Friday night. Are the Spartans ready? And if they're not, early in the season, if they struggle offensively the way the 2013 team did before it won 13 games in the Rose Bowl, what does that mean?
Well, it's a different situation. That team was searching for a quarterback and eventually found one. This team has a quarterback. I don't think that's where the struggle is going to be. It's going to be that offensive line. Yeah. And here's the scary part. Like, if they push Tulsa around, it doesn't mean they can push Ohio State around.
Right.
But if they can't push Tulsa around, and they haven't been able to push the team in the opener around for a while, not Utah State, not Bowling Green, then they got real problems, because you know down the road it only gets tougher. And that, to me, that's where your focus needs to be. If they're going to win the Big Ten, if they're going to be what everybody thinks they can be, if they're not going to waste this defense, that offensive line is everything.
Yeah, and that is a gigantic difference, 2013 through 15 teams with 3 pros on the offensive line. Tom Crawford, captains announced, and 4 this year, not 3. And take a look at the photo of Brian Lewerke, Raekwon Williams, Kenny Willekes, and Joe Bocci. Some people think this could be Michigan State's best leadership since the 2015 team that managed to win in Ann Arbor and Columbus. Do you think they got it right?
Yeah, well, I do. And I like the idea of having a quarterback be a captain. I'm just one of those kind of guys. I just think that's an ultimate leader, and it says something, unlike with the Connor Cook situation. But Joe Bocci, I got a chance to meet when we had that podium time, and he came in a little ahead of time, and I was there. I caught him kind of one-on-one for a few minutes. Really impressed with this guy. Because all he talked about were the seniors, not himself.
Yeah.
That's the kind of leadership that you need on a team. He talked about he kept deflecting, talking about his leadership skills to the other leaders. And I think that's what Mark D'Antonio likes about him.
And you hear stories about like Raekwon Williams and Mike Panashuk the other day in practice, where Mike Tressel, just when they got off to a sluggish start, stopping it and saying, hey, this doesn't happen. The little things, those sort of leadership traits that just make a huge difference in games that, Michigan State may not blow a lot of people out. They're going to have to win a lot of close games. Those little things, as D'Antonio says, the inches happen in practice a lot.
Tom, when you were there with Joe Bocci, did you tell him that goal line bat down was one of your favorite plays of all time in Ann Arbor?
No, I'm not going back to, what was that? That was a 17 game, 16 game. They're all just a blur right now. But that'll be a great game on November 16th or whatever. But we got a lot of football before that happens, obviously.
Lindsey, Darian Harris always says that captain selection, one of the most important decisions that's made. Of course, he was a captain.
Right.
But how important is that really?
It's really important because the captains are a reflection of your team, especially with this generation of athletes. You look at them and they really want to be relatable, but you also want to have someone in place who's going to really promote the values that the coach has, who can be a coach on the field, who can be someone who can motivate the young man without sounding like the coach all the time. So captain selection is always important, and it's going to play out this year too.
I want to take a look at Michigan State's schedule for 2019. And Lindsey, what's the importance of a fast start psychologically for players who've chosen to put their pro dreams on hold, for a coaching staff that's been shuffled and scrutinized, and for cautiously optimistic or downright skeptical fans?
In a perfect world, a fast start psychologically would be great to get through the early part of this season, but this season goes all the way down to late in the year, November, and it's not so much where you start now, it's how you finish. So we don't want to get so caught up in a flash in the pan, a couple great games, and you struggle through the rest of the season, as opposed to some challenges up front possibly, make the adjustments, and have a long season and make your way down to Lucas Stadium.
Graham, what's Michigan State's record after 5 games? When they head to Ohio State and Wisconsin.
Right. I think there's a really good chance they're unbeaten. I don't think this Northwestern team, I know they've been a nemesis, quite as the Arizona State game being at home should help. They ought to be 5-0 based on that defense and what this offense can be with its playmakers if they're healthy.
If they're not 5-0, what does that tell you?
Yeah, it's trouble. They're not going to probably, well, it depends where the loss came.
Sure.
But they're probably not going to win the Big Ten. There's a flaw somewhere because they lost to somebody they probably shouldn't have lost to.
It's amazing how many times, even Ohio State with the loss to Virginia Tech,
That's
Northwestern last year, they lose all 3 non-conference games.
Yeah.
Oh, you can rebound,
Sometimes that doesn't tell you everything it seems that it might. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and we're going to take a look at the University of Michigan, our Out of the Blue segment, coming up next here on Press Pass.
105 years in the car business, and Graf Chevrolet in Okemos is celebrating with our biggest sale event of the year. We are having a huge demo sale, and that means below GM program pricing. Save thousands on great Chevys like these.
Get demo sale savings on a 2019 Equinox, just $161 per month, or a 2019 Traverse, just $191 per month.
During our Graf Open House demo sale event, take a test drive and enter to win these great prizes. The deals are red hot, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin to the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go.
What's the difference between good and great? Good treats you like a customer. Great treats you like a friend. From saving your haircut details and clip notes to saving you time with online check-in, Great Clips makes your life easier, just like a great friend should. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. What's the difference between good and great? Good tries to get it right every time. Great actually does. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details so you always get exactly the look you want. Great Clips, it's gonna be great.
Foresight Group brings together the best print communication resources to promote your business, services, events, and products. We can help you reach your target market by utilizing all of our marketing solutions to deliver your message. Print solutions that deliver.
The Lions take on the Cleveland Browns Thursday at 7 on Fox 47.
I'm Chaz.
And I'm Tara, your business team at the Holt & Diamondale Insurance Agency.
We're your local insurance pit crew for your fast-paced business. Call us today to keep your business on track.
Is this finally Michigan's year?
Year for what?
Right? I don't know. Is it to beat Ohio State? Is it to win the Big Ten?
I mean,
to get to the playoffs?
They certainly have the players. They have some of the best unknown players in America. There were 3 receivers they have are all NFL draft picks. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a leader. And I recruited Jones, and he's an incredible player, incredible person, great punt returner. And the question is are they going to really be able to transition to a spread offense fast enough not to lose a game? Because nowadays it's Final Four football. You cannot lose a game. Yeah. And how do you do that? You got to get that spread offense going. The guy that's taken over is a 35-year-old coordinator, Gaddis, that came from Alabama, never called a play. He's got to jump in and get this thing turned around. They have the best offensive line they've had since I've been playing against them. And then also on defense, Don Brown is one of the best defense coordinators in America. However, the last 2 games did not end well. He's going to have to adapt. I think he will, because I think he's that good of a coach. They're going to have to mix in some zone coverage with that man-free style they play.
Year for what? They have some of the best unknown players in America. Well, what's he saying they don't have then? I don't know. That's kind of maybe a couple of backhanded slaps.
I think so.
From Urban Meyer. All right. Tom Crawford, you have said, and you have not changed from the day that Jim Harbaugh was hired, that in year 5, Michigan would make the college football playoff. You've said maybe not 12-0 this year, it might be 11-1. Have you figured out where the 1 might be?
Do I have to answer that question? I've scratched my head on that one, Jack. But I mean, I've gone back and forth. There's a lot of 1 possibilities when you look at the schedule. It could be September 21st in Madison. Yeah. You know, when that offense has not been cranking yet, you know, obviously. Or how about when the cold weather of November comes, when they've been crumbling in the past? Now they got this, you know, speed and space, and the weather turns bad. And they got to play Michigan State's defense on the 16th and then Ohio State. But I'm going to stick with, this is crazy, I'm going to go to this sandwich game in November, the 23rd of November in Bloomington, Indiana.
Whoa!
That's the 1 loss.
You got to go all the way back to 1987.
Well, are we due?
They're due.
We're due. Indiana has been really close.
Yeah.
So that's, I have no idea. But I just think that that's the game. I mean, they could lose any of these. They could lose to Michigan State, like Graham Couch has predicted. They could lose to Ohio State, obviously Notre Dame on October 26th.
What about Iowa?
Iowa and homecoming, that's another vulnerable. There's a ton of potholes, I call them, out there, including Penn State and Happy Valley. So, but I'm picking Indiana. How's that?
Wow, that's a surprise. Lindsay, when you think about Jim Harbaugh's 5th team in Ann Arbor, how important is it that they get off to a great start next Saturday night, considering that he is 2-2 in openers at Michigan and just 4-6 in night games?
You know, I say this as a fan of Jim Harbaugh, as Tom is kicking me under the table to make sure I say that. But I'm kind of concerned. If he doesn't really have the success people have been expecting after this year, I think that talk in Ann Arbor is going to heat up, Tom, about maybe they want to make a change. I mean, or maybe this will be a lifer. Maybe this would be the tipping point.
Well, he'll be leaving on his terms.
Yeah.
He will never get fired.
No.
Okay.
I'll just.
But it doesn't mean he'll always be there.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So I just hope he can have some success. I like the predictions that you gave. I'll look for that sandwich game in Indiana. But, you know, he's inspiring. He's great to hear. But you want to see him have some success so he can move forward and kind of hold true to the high expectations people have given him.
Graham Couch, you're on the Wolverines bandwagon, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. Why now, after they gave up 103 points in their last 2 games and lost so many key defensive players?
Well, no, the defense is the question, right? There's no question that you got, and what happened there in terms of speed, and they've got to prove some stuff. But I think the offense is going to be incredible. And I think they've got a lot of guys. I mean, obviously, a lot of guys back on the offensive line, great receivers. They're changing the offense to fit their quarterback. I like Josh Gaddis as a hire. And then I also think there is something that's happened to this team and this program. You think about the Pistons having to go through the Celtics, the Bulls through the Pistons, all that sort of. I think what happened to them against Ohio State will benefit this team. And in terms of their hunger, their understanding of how fragile things are, because they really thought last year was their year.
They can't help their confidence, though.
But I think it helps your focus and your hunger, and I think there's some value in that.
A lot of people are looking at Michigan as a college football playoff possibility. Many have them, the media, when we were in Chicago, picked Michigan to win. But now there are a lot of people who are saying they haven't beat Ohio State yet. If that doesn't happen this year, and Ryan Day's team defeats Jim Harbaugh, now what?
Right, and especially if they were to lose to Michigan State and Michigan, if Michigan, then you do have some real questions. But you know, the now what you can say for a lot of things. Ohio State doesn't have a backup quarterback. Now what if Justin Fields gets hurt?
Exactly. You know, Tom said, "Hey, you're not going to believe it until it happens, right? You want to see it actually happen."
Yeah, but eventually it's going to happen. I mean, it's just like Indiana's going to beat Michigan. One of these days it's going to happen.
I don't think he's going to walk away, and I don't think they're going to fire him if they lose to Ohio State.
No.
So even if it's not this year, then it's next year.
Dinner on me if Indiana beats Michigan. How's that? You don't have to put up anything.
I don't have to put up anything.
No,
that's the
I
kind
just
of bet
want
I
to
like.
watch you eat.
I like that kind of bet.
You won't be able to get the fork into your mouth. You'll put it in your ear. All right, we will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have the big picture, talking about Big Ten football, up next here on Press Pass.
David Chapman Agency helps bring you the NFL, Lions, and college football on Fox 47. Bring all your insurance needs to us, davidchapmanagency.com.
Go team!
Wait, aren't you annoyed that I'm eating in the living room?
No, why?
Stain-resistant carpets. It's just one of the reasons Flooring America is where friends send friends. Right now at Flooring America, save store-wide on beautiful, long-lasting floors like waterproof Rival by Resista carpet, high-performance Resista carpet, and Floorcraft Innovative Hardwood.
Carpet Studio Flooring America, across from Okemos High School.
And it all started with A2I, the world's distributor of wheels and tires located in your own backyard. Higher quality, less cost, more happy customers.
A2I, wheel and tire, we got your rubber.
Don't miss Daily Mail, weeknights at 6 on My 47.4.
The new Fox Sports app, now with live streaming. Download it from the App Store today.
An emergency is the absence of choice. The randomness of the world. The crazy chaos of life. Robbing us of our safety.
Mommy?
Oh my God.
Get off the field!
So when the storms rage,
leaving me here on my own, it's a cruel summer.
we call out. To the light up ahead.
911, what is your emergency?
Mommy! No! No! Get away from the water! Get away from the water! It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're
Who are you?
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug Warren and I were earlier this month for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride. There you see a look at the top 10 teams for this decade. According to the College Football Hall of Fame, Alabama, Ohio State in ahead of Clemson, which has won 2 championships. That's a little surprising to me. Oklahoma, Oregon, still up there at number 5. Florida State with the championship. Georgia, I thought might actually be ahead of Oregon. Michigan State, number 8. Stanford and TCU. Lindsey Huddleston, when you look at this and you see the Big Ten has 2 representatives in the top 8, what's a bigger surprise? That Ohio State is ahead of Clemson, or that Michigan State would be number 8? I think that would surprise some people.
It would. I'm not surprised at Ohio State. I remember those Tressel coach teams, those Urban Meyer coach teams, and how successful they were. But I guess with Michigan State at 8, we're like New Yorkers in the Statue of Liberty. We just take it for granted. It's right there. You know, here in mid-Michigan, we see Michigan State being successful, but on the national scale, we probably don't have that great appreciation for it. So with that, I have to go with the Michigan State piece.
And this Michigan State's played 5 of those other teams in bowl games in this decade, and that tells you something. That they've been in. Now I know Oregon and Michigan State were not exactly in a marquee game last December, but otherwise those have been all premier games.
Right, exactly. Michigan State has had its precipitous slide in 2016.
When it goes up, it goes up. When it goes down, it goes down.
And really good in odd-numbered years, Tom.
What year is this?
11, 13, 15, 17.
This 2013 thing, it's just everybody, all Spartan fans, just wrapping their arms around that one.
Graham, you said if MSU does not win big with this defense, it's going to raise a lot of questions about Mark D'Antonio, his legacy, and his future.
I think it depends why it happens if they don't win big. If there are a lot of injuries on defense like there were on offense a year ago, that becomes understandable. But if the defense is what it was the back half of last year and the offense sputters and there are all sorts of questions about the staffing and why they didn't go outside, to me, it's the beginning of the end because people will lose faith. They're not going to fire him after this year, but it will be the beginning of end because you don't get defenses like this all the time.
Right.
And you've had it 2 years in a row, and you cannot waste it, and you chose to stick with your staff, stick with your guys.
Yeah, and when you look at Michigan State with Brian Lewerke, it's the last chance. It's the last chance for these seniors. Might be the best chance that he has the rest of his career to win a division championship.
You're not going to get a defense with 4 guys like Kenny Willekes, Josiah Price, Raekwon Williams, and Joe Bocci, right, at most years. I mean, you got 4 All-American caliber guys, and I mean, that just doesn't happen, and you have to take advantage of it while you have it.
Yeah, 6 guys, I think, could be drafted, maybe more than that, off this defense. I want to take a look at the Big Ten quarterbacks. Got a couple schools, Indiana, Maryland, and Rutgers, that haven't decided who's going to be the starter yet. But the other 11, where does Brian Lewerke rank on that list, Graham?
Yeah, it's a good question. When he's healthy, as he was, his trajectory, I think he's up there with just about anybody. Now, we don't know what Justin Fields is going to be. I think Nate Stanley is underrated sometimes. I think he could have a big year there at Iowa. I really like Iowa this year. Adrian Martinez is a hot pick, and I think he's going to be a terrific player. I would put Patterson and Lewerke about the same place, really. Yeah. And last year, how do you judge Brian Lewerke given that he was playing with a bum shoulder? So I think that's the hard thing. It's hard to equate exactly where he is.
Tom, where will Brandon Peters be if Illinois beats Michigan?
He'll go up pretty high, and I think that's a good match for him at Illinois. He's going to be the starter. I think that's pretty obvious. I think that's even been announced. I'm not sure, but I got Shea Patterson --
Yeah.
Brian Lewerke, right, 1A. I just think, you know why? Because I think, he had that he was hurt last year.
Yeah.
And think about what he had that year, 2 years ago, how good he was. And then Nate Stanley, he's my third time quarterback in the Big Ten.
Okay. Lewerke was number 2 on a lot of these lists last year. Now he's slid down to 6, 7.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, the guy was playing with one arm at the end of last year. Like, you can say he's not, you can put him behind Martinez and Patterson and maybe, Stanley.
Yeah.
But really, how much further can you slide him just based on what you know he was as a sophomore?
Are you going to throw Hunter Johnson in there? I mean, the Clemson guy at Northwestern? I mean,
yeah. A lot of potential.
He could be that guy that we're not talking about.
Sure. Michigan State may find out in 3 weeks.
With a break or two, gentlemen, how many of these guys would you trust to lead a team to Indianapolis?
there's
Adrian
6 or 7
Martinez?
all those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, from a quarterback standpoint, this is one of the deepest talent pools I've seen in Big Ten recent years.
Yeah.
I'd trust 6 or 7 of those guys.
Nate Stanley?
Oh,
How
without
about
question.
Justin
He threw over
Fields?
3,000
Anybody have
yards.
any faith in Justin Fields?
We don't know
Zero.
yet.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he can run around a lot. But the spring game,
Big time
did see
talent,
that.
a lot of talent around him.
Yeah.
Nothing behind him though, so he better be good, or they're in real trouble.
They're huge trouble.
I wonder how he's going to be early in the season. I think you might want to get him in the first half of the year. By the time he gets into November, maybe he'll get his bearings, be a little bit tougher. We shall see. All right. When we get back, we are going to look at college football weekend. Number 1, the debut. Congratulations to Florida Gators. Up next.
Say yes to summer in Michigan. Win a fun package including a waterproof digital camera, a deluxe family zoo membership, and much more. Register today at fox47news.com/mysummer.
Before you know it, summer will be over, and it's time to head back to school. If your high school senior or new college student needs a car, now's the time to buy. RPM has a wide range of vehicles to choose from, including a huge selection of economy cars. Don't have credit? No worries. Let RPM help establish or rebuild your credit. Apply online at rpmautosales.com. Let one of 5 RPM locations get you rolling.
Catch all the games at City Limits in Mason or East Lansing. Fill up on your favorite food and enjoy our Michigan-made beers on tap.
There ain't no limits to the city you're in when you come to City Limits.
Don't miss the 71st Annual Primetime Emmys, Sunday, September 22nd on Fox.
Ride with Chicago PD, weekdays at noon on My 47.4.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Sports give so many opportunities to kids. It gives them an opportunity to see where they fit within a team, persevere, understanding how to work with different personalities. Those are the lessons that will make you a successful adult. As a mom, you have to have an understanding of what concussions are.
Concussions are things that are treatable. If we take care of athletes, they will be able to develop and have a long, happy, healthy life.
The Student Bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Paving the Way segment, brought to you by our friends at McKerney Asphalt. For the best in residential and commercial paving, for quality workmanship at a fair price, call 517-484-3188, as I did late last summer.
Tony gets a block, and he's a blazer. A dynamic guy. They'll use him all different roles. He's still going. Kadarius Toney. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Gators.
Tight end.
Gators bring the pressure. Williams has time. Ball batted at the line and then caught. And Jordan bounces into the end zone on 3rd down. Franks across the middle. Pirine catches it and scores. Backfield. Wildcat look. And he takes off up the middle. And Dallas, the running back, still going. Look at the strength. DJ Dallas to the secondary, down the sidelines, and to the end zone. 3 receivers to the left. Franks keeping it. Barrels in. Touchdown. Bobbled. Williams spun around and just fires into the ground, and that should do it.
A lot of big plays last night, but so many penalties, no flow, and some of the worst tackling.
Oh, my God.
I've seen in a long time. They don't do a lot of tackling drills. Lansing Crisis Rugby tackles much better than that. Graham Couch, you are a voter for the AP College basketball poll, not the football poll, but the Florida Gators look like a top 10 team to you.
They don't, but it's early. I mean, you think about Michigan State, some of their better teams and how they've looked on that opening Friday night. It's sometimes hard to really tell. You know, they don't get the preseason that the NFL gets. They don't right now. Neither one of those teams did. But if we need 3 or 4 weeks to really compare these teams before it's, and they may be that in 3 or 4 weeks. Their offensive line is young. Yeah. Their defense is really good. If that line comes together, it's a little different animal because they could really struggle. I thought they'd be able to run the ball a little bit better than they did.
Yeah. Tom Crawford, you want to take a look at the Associated Press college football poll. Number 1 for the year, and to see a lot of yellow up there. Big Ten teams, I think we've got 7 of them ranked. What's the most egregious error as you look at that list? Who's out of position?
Well, I hate to sound like a Buckeye basher here, a bitter Buckeye basher. Man, Ohio State doesn't belong there at number 5, in my opinion. They just don't. I mean, they're overhyped this year. Ryan, this is his first year.
Yeah.
And they lost a ton of talent, a ton of it. Yeah. And they got a lot of unproven talent. And to double down on what Graham said, it's Justin Fields. If he gets hurt, they are screwed, man. That could be a 4-loss team. I think this is a year anomaly that Ohio State loses 3 games.
3 games.
And I think Michigan State and Michigan both are going to beat the Buckeyes.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
That's saying a lot. Graham, do you think Ohio State is ranked too high at number 5?
Well, everybody. I mean, if you look at the AP poll from 1976, there's like 7 of those teams in the top 10. Like, it's just the brand is how teams get ranked at the beginning. So, yeah, sure, maybe. We don't know. We just don't know anything. I mean, how much do most people voting really know about the intricacies of Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State, and LSU?
Why are they putting Utah up there?
Well, because there's some buzz. It takes some buzz, and you've heard it, and you vote. I just don't read that much into it.
Somebody who is a true Ohio State believer said that this year in Columbus is like 1969 was in Ann Arbor when Bo Schembechler took over. Nobody knew who he was. And then he goes on and he beats Ohio State this year, the championship. Don't know. We shall see. That's what's going to make this so interesting. Lindsay, taking a look at the games that we have for next week, we have 5 nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Give me one of those 5 that really captures your imagination.
Well, I like that Georgia Tech Clemson game. I like to get down there in that culture in Death Valley and see what championship culture is really like. That stands out to me the most right there.
It's amazing what Clemson has done because it wasn't always there. It wasn't born into this club. It's just crashed and broke the door down. We'll be right back with our Cool and Smooth segment. All of our weekly awards from Culver's up next.
105 years in the car business, and Graf Chevrolet in Okemos is celebrating with our biggest sale event of the year. We are having a huge demo sale, and that means below GM program pricing. Save thousands on great Chevys like these.
Get demo sale savings on a 2019 Equinox, just $161 per month, or a 2019 Traverse, just $191 per month.
During our Graf Open House demo sale event, take a test drive and enter to win these great prizes. The deals are red hot, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
TV's #1 new show returns, The Masked Singer, September 25th on Fox.
Fox 47, home of the Lions, wants to know, are you a Lions fan? A&W, proud partners of the NFL on Fox 47.
I'm a Lions fan!
Here at Invisible Fence Midstate, we're Lions fans! Go Lions!
I'm a Lions fan! Woo!
Monster Motors are rooting for the Lions to have a monster season. The Lions take on the Cleveland Browns Thursday at 7 on Fox 47.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for a cool and smooth segment. Brought to you by all 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
There he goes, 3-2, swinging a ground ball to short. Mercer will scoop it off the dirt quickly across the diamond to Rodriguez. Over to third goes Altuve. Got him! Great play!
Into right center field, pretty well hit. Demirid on the move, diving attempt. That's down for a hit. Chirinos is going to head for third. He needs a triple for the cycle, and he is out to end the game.
2 of the best defensive plays of the season in the same game. And what an upset that was, Graham. You know a little bit about those things, right? And the Tigers winning 2-1 over the Houston Astros.
And what it was to Vegas was pretty interesting.
Do
The
they
whole
have
world was
upsets
paying
in
attention.
baseball?
It was the biggest upset in Vegas in 15 years.
I never thought we'd see Ronnie Rodriguez and Jordy Mercer make those kinds of throws to beat the Astros. Nobody saw that one coming. All right, Team 309. Who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Lindsey Huddleston, what about our play of the week?
Play of the week came last night, Miami versus Florida, but it wasn't on the field. It was Andrew Luck announcing he's retiring. I think you're going to see a cataclysmic event here. It's going to be changing what players are going to be doing, taking advantage of their future, getting out ahead. You'll come back and mark this date again, believe me.
That's important when you think about it. A lot of people will be paying attention to this in the recent history of the National Football League. Could be one of those days it turns an entire division. Graham Couch, what about our game of the week?
I think it's the one you led with. I mean, the Tigers very rarely this summer have been nationally relevant. And every bettor had money on them. I don't know what Vegas won or lost, but it felt like the public was hoping for the Tigers. Plus 500 does not happen in baseball. Vegas was saying, stay away from this game, do not bet on it. And the Tigers to face Verlander and win 2-1, they're pitching to hold up, and the way it happened, Verlander just gives up 2 solo shots, I think the only 2 hits of the game. Yeah. That was an incredible, at a night that there hasn't been much for the Tigers, right. Or a year that has been much for the Tigers. Every once in a while it's fun to have a night where they are part of our consciousness, and they certainly were that night. 11
strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits, and Verlander loses, and then he's got the dust up afterward.
Yeah.
All right, Tom Crawford, Team of the Week time.
I'm sticking with baseball for my Team of the Week, but it's not Major League Baseball, it's Little League Baseball. The Venezuelan Little League Baseball team, the poverty-stricken team. I mean, none of their parents could afford to go to Williamsport. Yeah. They went there. Their pitcher needed a visa at the last minute to be able to pitch and compete, and they just became the darlings. They only got to the quarterfinals, but the whole town just got behind him. I thought it was so cool, and I was all about it. I like this Little League Baseball thing. It's fun.
Yeah, a lot of people were actually pulling for Curacao. They thought that would be a great story. Egan Prather today with a shutout in the championship game, and first time Louisiana has done anything like this at this level, so congratulations to them. All right, player of the week, a lot of ways you can go, and Rory McIlroy wins the Tour Championship today. How about $15 million?
That's a lot.
15 mil.
That's a ton of money.
Only Andrew Luck would walk away from that.
He walked right off there. Very good. Xander Schauffele, he won $5 million for finishing second. That was equivalent to all of Jack Nicklaus's career winnings.
Wow.
$5 million. This guy gets $5 million. He didn't even win the tournament. So, but my player of the week, my winner of the week is you, because football is here. You're going to have big fun for the next few months, and we'll be talking about that a ton on Spotlight Radio Network and also here on Press Pass. Want to thank all of our panelists tonight. Tom Crawford, Crawford Podcasting Network. Lindsey Graham, not Lindsey Graham, he's not here. Lindsey Huddleston, Sports Psychology Solutions. Graham Couch, the Lansing State Journal. And Couch and the Rube. And we will be here next Sunday after Michigan State and Michigan have their season openers. For the entire panel and Team 309, have a great night, everyone.